I have an image of my son dying in my head over and over and over and over. Then him smiling, then him walking away, then him smiling, then he coming. Like, I just keep seeing my son in my head. Oh my God, he took my baby. He took my baby.
Painful image.
It started like any normal Saturday night. A house full of laughter, kids running around, parents cooking, family catching up, and a young boy, 14-year-old Amari Peterson, smiling as he played with his cousins, never knowing those would be the last moments of his life. But at 9:57 p.m., everything changed. The joy, the noise, the warmth of a family gathering, all torn apart by a sudden storm of gunfire that none of them saw coming. And today, a community in California is broken, asking the same painful question: why would anyone target children?
They were celebrating life. As they celebrated life, someone came in and took, robbed, destroyed families, not just lives, families. We have to stop. We have to stop and look at our city, ourselves, our family, our children. If you have any idea who pulled up and robbed us, stole from us, and took from us.
Stockton, California, what should have been a peaceful weekend gathering turned into one of the most tragic nights the city has seen this year. Police say a crowd of family members and close friends were enjoying the cool evening air in a residential neighborhood near 8th and Howard Streets. The vibe was calm, music playing softly, kids, including Amari, running between the yard and the street. Then within seconds the entire night shattered. Just before p.m., multiple shooters walked up on foot and unleashed fire into the crowd. And a warning: no words, only gunshots. More than 50 rounds, according to neighbors. Screams echoed through the neighborhood as families scrambled for cover. Mothers threw themselves over their children. Fathers tried to shield whoever stood closest. People hid behind cars, fences, and anything they could find. And in the middle of all this chaos, 14-year-old Amari Peterson fell to the ground.
Countless memories he's now holding close.
Maybe I should have just dove in front of the bullets and maybe he'll still be alive.
When bullets started flying, Peterson says it felt unreal. He grabbed his baby girl to duck behind a kitchen counter and then rushed to Amari when he saw he was down.
I'm on top of Amari. I'm trying to grab him. I'm like trying to see where he's hit because he's just sitting there just going... And I'm just like, man, I'm like, where you hit at? Where you hit at?
He discovered a bullet hole.
Stockton Police Chief Stanley McFadden confirmed what many feared. This wasn't random. Someone came there on purpose. The suspects arrived on foot, opened fire into a crowd, and fled, McFadden said. This was not random. We believe the victims were specifically targeted, but he didn't say who the shooters were targeting. And that silence has left the whole community on edge. If this attack was planned, if people were chosen, if these shooters walked into a crowd of families, then why did a child have to die? Why Amari? People who live nearby say the shooting started so fast. They first thought it was fireworks. One woman said, it was like pop, 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 pop over and over. Then I heard kids screaming. I saw people crawling on the ground. I'll never forget that sound. Another neighbor said she dropped to the floor and covered her daughter's ears as the gunshots kept coming. It only lasted seconds, but for those inside the yard, it felt like minutes. When the shot stopped, the silence was even worse. People came out of hiding and ran toward the victims. Amari's mother was one of them. She screamed his name over and over as she reached his side. But by that time, he wasn't responding. 4 people were pronounced dead at the scene. 10 more were rushed to the hospital, some in critical condition. Among the dead was 14-year-old Amari Peterson, a quiet kid who loved video games, basketball, and anything that made his cousins laugh. He wasn't part of any gang. He wasn't involved in any fight. He was just a child who came to spend the night with family. His friends described him as sweet, funny, always willing to help. His coach said, he had dreams. He wanted to play high school ball. He had a kind heart. And now, all of that is gone. Investigators spent the night canvassing the area, knocking on doors, collecting shell casings, and reviewing any footage they could find. Police believe more than one shooter was involved, but no arrests have been made. No suspects named. No motive released. Right now, it feels like the whole city is holding its breath, because if this shooting was targeted, if this wasn't random, then someone out there knows exactly why it happened, and families want answers, especially Amari's family. This mass shooting adds to a growing list of violent incidents in Stockton. The city has already recorded 49 homicides in 2025, and this latest attack is one of the deadliest so far. Chief McFadden said, "This was absolutely senseless. People should be safe in their own homes, not gunned down where they gather with loved ones." And he's right. Families deserve better. Children deserve better. Amari deserved better.
Two, heartbroken.
My daughter, she got hit. I could have lost her, you know, and it's gonna change her for life. My son, it's gonna change him for life.
Peterson said
the music was gone. The laughter was gone. Only yellow police tape and blood stains remained. Neighbors placed candles on the sidewalk. Kids dropped flowers where Amari fell. Someone left a basketball at the scene. Small group of teens wrote, "Fly high Amari." Another wrote, "We love you, bro." No family should be planning a funeral for a child. No mother should be hearing her son's name on the news like this. No 14-year-old should die in a place he trusted. This is pain Stockton won't forget. Amari's aunt, shaking through her words, said, "He was a baby. He had school on Monday. He had a whole life ahead of him. Whoever did this, please, just come forward." His older sister said, "He was always trying to make us laugh. He didn't deserve this." A family friend added, "He was just a good kid." This is evil, and every single person agreed on one thing: Amari should still be here. The Stockton Police Department issued a statement asking anyone with home surveillance footage or in camera, video dashcam footage or even something they hard to, please contact investigators. Someone out there knows something. Someone saw something. Even the smallest detail could help bring answers. Do you think attacks like this are becoming too common? Do you feel safe letting your kids attend family gatherings in places with rising violence? Tell me what you think in the comments. Your voice matters more than you know. 14 years old, a child with dreams, a son, a brother, a friend, gone because someone picked up a gun. Say his name. Remember him. Don't let his story fade. Rip Amari Peterson. Gone too soon. Never forgotten.